Namaste, I hope you're doing good. Happy New Year to you all. I'm so glad that I interacted with amazing individuals from different fields the past month on my podcast. Well, today I would want to talk about a few of the key learnings from the episodes that ran in December. Okay, so do we get started? Well, firstly, I want to talk about conscious living. I think this is what we spoke on the episode called The Art of Urban Farming with Anne Wynier. So working towards a joyful, meaningful life is all about keeping your mind, body, soul, and emotions sound. And it all starts with eating right. Eating organic, luscious produce from the earth is what it is. Living with what is needed rather than hoarding things just for the heck of it is not the way to lead a life. I think conscious living goes into each and every moment of our everyday life. Thanks to Anne, who is an urban farmer, we got to understand the importance and relevance of food in our life. Well, next, I would like to talk about Ikigai. This is one of the beautiful books that I've read recently. And in that, so there is a place called Okinawa in Japan where people out there live beyond 100 years of age. And one of the reasons that they do so is because they are in close touch with Earth on any given day. They have their own little home garden or a farm close by, and they work at it, and being close to Earth I think is one of the reasons that keeps them engaged on any given day. And of course, one other thing is that they are grateful for the things that they have and lead a joyful life. Why not we, as people, get closer to nature in whatever way? It could be, you can start your own little garden or start terrace farming, or you could have some plants growing in your balcony, or otherwise you could always volunteer in probably a farm, or you could go traveling or hiking in the forest or the woods. I think being closer to nature brings us close to ourselves. That is what I have learned in all my experiences with traveling. Well, yes, so see if you can, bring in an element of nature in whatever that you do. Probably it could be your passion, or it could be your vocation, or it could be just an hobby. I think it's time we get started getting close to nature and learning from her. Well, the next concept which I want to talk about is financial education and intelligence. In my conversations, one with my professor, Sridhar HR, and one with a stock trader, Priyaram Bindiganaville, helped me to understand that financial education is a must for anyone, and the education should start right from schools. I think having the financial intelligence would help one to pursue a passion rather than get onto a job just for financial security. And if one knows how to make money, one would choose a career or vocation where they would enjoy themselves. And it all boils down to pursuing your passion. This is what I understood and realized in my talk with my professor, Sridhar HR, where he mentions that investing in your passion is very much important. And you can be working on a job at the moment and also have a side hustle if you want to test the waters first, and then taking the plunge into your passion. So you can try to create a viable business from your passion and then pursue it entirely. And one thing is, always try and never regret that you did not try and pursue a passion. I think this was in my talk with Julie Xavier, where we spoke about baking in the Sugar and Spice episode. And this is what she mentioned, that she didn't want to have any regrets that she didn't pursue a passion. So hence, she took the step, and she's on a journey into baking. Well, moving on, I think with all the episodes that I've done so far, I think the bottom line that everyone says is success is all about being happy and putting across what is required to be done, and also if you could provide something of value to others, then it's a life well lived. Well, so moving on, I think lastly, I think it was of course about well-being. In all of my episodes, I think this is taken the priority, because considering the times that we're in, and also otherwise, I think well-being is something that we need to take care of as individuals. More so that we start with us first. It's not about. I think it's secondary when it comes to well-being. I mean, it could be pertaining to your job, your family, other things in your life. But the first step, the first thing is you as individuals, your well-being, I think is of utmost importance, because we tend to ignore this. We always want to take care of our job, we also want to take care of our family, but in the midst of doing all of that, we forget about ourselves. But this is what I have learned in my journey into yoga and meditation the past 3 years. What I've learned is, if I can be strong inside by working on my well-being in whatever way, it could be physical, spiritual, emotional, psychological, it could be in any of these areas. If I can work and give some time for the well-being of myself, and once I know I'm good, I'm happy, I'm joyful, I can always give much more to the people around me. It could be my family, or it could be colleagues in the place that I work. I can always create amazing relationships as long as I know what I am inside. And this is what I've learned with inner well-being, and I just hope that all of you take this step inwards, because I think that's a start in the beginning, so it's best to know that. Alright, so moving on, I'll be talking about each of the episodes. Let me get into the highlights or the specifics of what we discussed. Well, for the first 4 episodes of my podcast, you can surely look back into the previous YouTube video. You could probably find the link to it in the description or at the end of the this episode. Alright? So episode 5 is where I spoke to Anne Vanier about the art of urban farming, and we spoke about her entrepreneurial journey from aviation to farming, which is of course like worlds apart. So we saw her journey from then and how she transitioned to farming altogether, and it was very interesting to know that she did a lot of research. She self-learned about farming. It could be either hydroponics or natural farming or urban farming, and it was interesting also to know about the art and science of hydroponics, where one can grow leafy greens or any other produce right from your terrace garden, or it could be from your balcony as well. Or if you really have a very small space and some little infrastructure, you can surely get started with growing your own leafy vegetables. And it was good to hear from Anne about natural farming and what is the organic way of growing plants. And also Anne spoke about her new venture into cloud kitchen, which is doing amazingly well. And of course, I think the crux of the episode was urban farming and also about conscious living, which we all need to look into and look forward to lead a very conscious and minimalistic life. So moving on to episode 6, this is where we spoke about investing in one's passion. This was with my professor Sridhar HR, and through our discussion, I think we came across that there is a need for skill-based education, education system. And financial education should be taught right from school. I think the children should know about financials right from the beginning of their education, and not when they are graduates, or not when they are in a job that they have to learn it. It's always best to start early. I think, as I already said, it's always best to know about the financials, so that this knowledge can really help you to figure out what career you want to choose, going forward. We learned about Sridhar's sir's journey into quizzing and also logo designing, which he's doing amazingly well. And I think one main highlight which I would like to talk about is what Sridhar sir mentioned is always offer what you have promised to the customer or client. I think this really resonates with me because when you're providing something of value to the user out there or the customer out there, it's always best to give what you have already told them that you would be giving. It could be probably with respect to the products or services. So all of these could be on your website or your social media platforms, but you always need to make sure that what you promise to give, you always offer that. Right, so moving on, I think the 7th episode was with Julie Xavier, where we spoke about baking. The episode is called Sugar and Spice. As Julie mentions, it's always good to choose your dream and never regret that you didn't try it out. And you can find inspiration, at any point. It could be right around you, or you could travel to places across the world and also get a good learning from various cultures, countries, people. I think one thing about creating recipes of your own, it's always best to explore other places, what they're doing pertaining to the ingredients that they're using, or the flavors or the spices that they're using. And it's always good to learn from other areas and before you can implement your own recipe. That's what Julie had to say. And Julie also mentions that well-being is of utmost importance. She's into yoga, dancing, and a whole lot of doodling, of course. Again, it's always best to indulge in any of the hobbies. It could be your hobby, it could be your passion, but you never know when your passion could become your vocation. So always keep at working on your hobbies, your passion, and always keep trying new things. Alright, so coming to the episode 8, this was with the stock trader Priyaram Bindiganavile, where we spoke about the secret of becoming rich. Yes, it is the secret of becoming rich. It's all to do with having a career as into stock trading. And what Priyaram had to say was, anyone above 18 years of age can do stock trading. All one needs is a laptop or a desktop or a mobile phone and an internet connection to get started. It is as simple as that. And one can start with any budget and at any point in time. And we also spoke about the importance of meditation and stock trading, because you need to be of a sound mind in the art of trading. And of course, again, it was all about well-being and productivity, and how Ram indulges in various things pertaining to meditation, yoga, and traveling, also pertaining to his well-being routine. So yes, so these are the highlights of the 4 episodes that were relayed in December. So I hope you loved this episode. Please do let me know if you want to hear about anything else on this YouTube channel, or anything in particular. It could be a particular concept in a particular field, or you want to know about something related to probably conscious living or something related to minimalism or something about entrepreneurship or productivity or time management. It can be anything. If you want me to talk about a particular concept, please do let me know. Or if you want me to interview someone in a particular field, you can always drop in a message out here on YouTube or on Instagram or on Pinterest. It can be in any of these platforms. You can always message me. You can put in a direct message on any of these platforms. I will be happy to get back to you on that, and yes, we could have an episode which you want to learn from. So yes, so do let me know, and I hope you enjoyed this particular episode. Please do let me know your feedback or suggestions that Shweta, we want this and this, and could you talk about this particular aspect or a concept, or we want you to talk more about a particular thing. So please do let me know so that I could be of some value to you. And as I always say, invest in yourself, as that is the best insurance you can have no matter what life throws at you. Alright, so until I meet you next time, namaste, take care of yourself. Alright, see you soon.